This week on the podcast, we're joined by Job for a Cody. He tells us all about Back for Blood. We'll tell you about a scam that you should absolutely avoid. We also discuss the Nexus Mods controversy that is happening right now. All of that and more in this week's episode of the podcast. Roll the intro. Okay, apparently Touch Portal is not doing the thing. Hold on one second.
Fuck that intro.
Hello and welcome to Next to Nothing, a podcast for gamers on a budget. I'm your host, Daniecae. With me, as always, the wonderful, the beautiful, the Mr. Green Elite. Green, how you doing, dude?
I'm doing good. I officially launched my random cup deal yesterday, and I've got some orders in, and I am getting ready for that. But I'm doing good. I'm streaming regularly now, and all that fancy stuff. So yeah, how are you doing, Danny?
I am doing fantastic, despite getting a flat tire on my way home today, which was a big pain in the ass. I am doing fantastic. Cannot complain. Cody, welcome back to the show.
Yo,
how are you doing, dude?
Dude, I've been pretty awesome. You know, just getting right back into Dark Souls 3 a lot. Starting Bloodborne this week, so I'm pretty excited to dive back into that. That's definitely one of my favorite games.
Yeah. So, Cody, for those who don't know you yet, I know it hasn't been that long since your last appearance. Who are you? What do you do? Where can people find you?
I am a variety streamer. I play a lot of new games right as they released and a lot of retro games as well. I like to cover everything in between too, as well as indie titles. You can follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and all the other social media platforms at Job for a Cody. And yeah, that pretty much covers it.
Excellent. Guys, we appreciate you for watching and listening. If this is your first time with us, we hope you enjoy and get a lot of value out of the show. If you guys do get a lot of value out of the show, please leave a like and subscribe. That helps us out a lot. We do have a question of the week every week. This week, our question of the week is, what piece of gear did you grind for the most? What piece of gear did you grind for the most? I can already think of at least one. There's at least one, the looting 3 sword for Minecraft. Getting a looting 3 sword fucking takes forever.
Mm-hmm.
Takes so long. If you don't get the good books, it takes you fucking forever. Do you guys have some gear that you grinded for a lot, Green?
The game Destiny 2 is comes to mind. There was a legendary hand cannon. It's called a pinnacle weapon, called the Luna's Howl, where you had to do a few things in PvP, competitive PvP. So like, not just random casual quick play. You had to like get up to legendary. I think I can't remember the thing, but I had to essentially get a certain amount of kills with hand cannons, a few other things, and then get up to that point. And this is right around the time when I switched from PS4, or was about to switch from PS4 to PC. So I was still on PS4, but a few of my friends have switched over to PC. So I'm like, hey, Biggs, not to name any names, you want to help me get this? We could go play comp. And I ended up solo grinding it because some individual went over to PC and played with their friend on PC. But, now I'm on PC now, so now I have no friends who play Destiny on PC. So, yeah, that's my life.
Yeah. Cody, how about you? What's something you grinded for?
So I could think Final Fantasy IX Excalibur 2. You have to get to, I think it's like the 3rd disc in under 12 hours, and that's the only way to get the weapon, and it's the most powerful weapon for Steiner. But outside of that, I think it teaches them like 1 or 2 abilities, and outside of that, that's it. But it's definitely, if you're a completionist, which I am, you got to have it. And that was one of the harder ones, I would say. Longest grind, though, I mean, easily just grinding some gear on like Dark Souls and some of the odds and chances of it. You could spend hours and days and weeks doing it until it drops. So if you're trying to get like full armor sets and stuff, there's been a lot of Fashion Souls which have taken me like literal hours of just killing until they drop.
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna say rip to anyone who is a shiny hunter in Pokemon.
I do have to say that
It's
there's
big
a few
ouchies.
there's a few exotic weapons in Destiny that were 100% RNG based. Um, like they only drop during raids, like the Anarchy grenade launcher and 1,000 voices. That I still do not have to this day because my RNG luck is non-existent. So I'm
Ah,
I'm still upset.
I got you. So, real quick before we transition into some other stuff, you guys want to know why shit didn't work for me
Did
there
you
for a
forget
second?
to turn on your touch portal?
No. I was on the wrong screen.
Streamer problems 101.
Right. So, real quick, guys, thank you for answering the question of the week. Again, if you guys want to answer the question of the week, go on ahead and answer in the comments down below on this YouTube video, or you can tweet at us. You can tweet at me at Daniecae, Daniecaae. You can also let us know here in the live chat right now. We are going to extend our meme giveaway for one more week. So you guys have one more week on this meme competition, meme contest.
You can do this.
You guys
got
can do.
this, Danny.
Man, I evidently like when that tire popped, so did my brain.
We'll get there one day. It's all right.
Yeah. So, again, this year for our 3-year giveaway, we're doing a meme contest. If you guys create a meme related to the podcast and use hashtag NTN and the number 3, the creator of our favorite meme will get a $60 gift card to the platform of their choice, and runner-up will get a free mug from this year's merch lineup. You have one more week. Next Tuesday that's it. We're done. You have one more week. Create a meme. Use hashtag NTN and the number 3 to get entered. And you can get our favorite meme will get a $60 gift card, and the runner-up will get a free mug. Winner will
That's
be
a lot of V-Bucks.
Yeah, that is a lot of V-Bucks. And then we'll do like a pre-show live next week. We'll do a pre-show and select our favorite meme. With that, the only other piece of housekeeping that we need to do is if you miss any part of the show today, you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and everywhere podcast is found. Yeah. So if you missed the show, you guys can catch it there. You know what I missed this week? I missed the Back for Blood beta.
I know, and I tried to give you a key that was already used.
Ah, it's all right.
Man, I feel so bad.
Nah. Don't feel bad about it. If you want to make it up for me, you can tell me all about it right now.
So, Back for Blood is an upcoming multiplayer. It's a first-person shooter, and it's developed by Turtle Rock Studio and published by Warner Brothers. The big thing is, these are the old developers of Left 4 Dead 1 and 2. And it does really capitalize on that feeling. I felt like I was playing Left 4 Dead the entire time, which is really upgraded graphics. Now, a really cool feature that they implemented with this game is the card system, where it'll give you plus 10 to stamina, a little bit of ammunition, and various other benefits. But there also are corruption cards, which are a little bit more difficult. They'll push you back, they'll set you and the team back, and it is pretty team heavy. That was a big thing I found. Where Left 4 Dead, where you can go off on your own and really take care of these guys, the Horde in this game really gives you such an intense feeling that you almost want to be on some sort of Discord server or voice chat where you could talk with your teammate and figure out what you're going to do next.
Yeah, so the Horde mode shooters haven't been super popular as of late. I can think of one, maybe 2 other Horde mode games that have had any sort of relevance. I'm thinking of Vermintide is the first one to come to. What's that?
Mm-hmm.
Days Gone?
Is Days Gone a Horde mode shooter?
Yeah.
Technically, but there's it's not multiplayer, single player.
Yeah, and the Horde mode is kind of I wouldn't say post game. It's there's only 10 major hordes in it, and you have to find them.
Yeah.
This one, the hordes, it's horde base, I would almost say, because anything's going to trigger them. It's kind of like when you hit the alarm in Left 4 Dead 2 But this time you can hit the alarm, and then there's like birds. If you accidentally startle a bird with a bullet, like then it's going to trigger the horde too.
Mm-hmm. So, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, like as you've seen right there, the special enemies are really close to Left 4 Dead 2. Like right there was what you would consider the boomer, where he would puke on you and it gets you covered in the special vile vomit, and then all the zombies come towards you. They just don't call it that. Like this is every bit of Left 4 Dead 3 without the name. And I guess what happened was Valve has a thing with like titles having a third in the name, so they didn't want to do Left 4 Dead 3. So that's why this happened.
Yeah, which has been like a long running meme. It's like, oh yeah, no, we're not going to do a Portal 2 or a Portal 3. We're not going to do a Half-Life 3. We're not going to do evidently a Left 4 Dead 3. So some other what I was getting at with the like the lack of horde mode shooters in recent years is, how fresh does this feel? I mean, you are really likening this to a Left 4 Dead 3. Does it feel fresh, or does it feel like a corpse?
I would say it does have that, that new game feel to it. A big thing for me though is, and I don't mean to be that guy, but I have to almost be that guy. Like a lot of like, I guess the immersion, the graphics, the finer attention to detail isn't there for what I'm assuming is going to be every bit of a $60 game. And for me, like anymore, like as the years go on, like the gameplay, if we're looking at gameplay, it's very simple. There's nothing super complex about it. So you need to step it up in the graphics area if you're going to be, you know what I mean? Like I look at a game, either it needs to have a good story, good gameplay, or good graphics, and if it's basic in one area, it needs to be upped in another area for me to justify like a $60 price tag. And I'm not, obviously I don't get a whole lot of story with these type of games. The story is almost non-existent besides just bare bones. But graphically speaking, it wasn't really what I would want from a game like in 2021.
How does it feel mechanically, right? You're just mentioning, a lot of the enemy types that you're going to see are similar to what we would see in other horde mode shooters, right? You talked about there's like a boomer. I'm assuming there's a tank. There's probably some sort of quick small character that will that will probably lunge at you. Is there?
Yeah. You're like nailing it on the head. It's hilarious.
Is there one that will like scream and trigger another part of the horde?
So there's like the ogre, which is like the tank, but it's monstrous. This thing is huge. And then there's something that's similar like to the charger. It's a guy with like one huge arm, but he walks slow to you and he grabs you and slams you down. And man, there's I'm trying to think of what they have for the jockey. There's this thing that sucks you up from the ground that was a little bit different, but the bugs always were weird how this thing would suck you up. I don't know, like I would say the mechanic, speaking like gameplay wise, it was fun. Like I said, even though it's simple, it's fun. They really nail what they do. And I'm led to believe there might actually be some sort of battle royale mode coming, just because if you noticed in an earlier part, you could pick up attachments for the guns, almost like you can in every different like battle royale out there. And I think it would almost be cool to do that, where you only have a limited amount of stuff and you essentially have to go through like, like hold a spot until like help comes or something. I don't know. I see potential in that. I heard rumors, but nothing I can really confirm.
Yeah, and I want to point out, Morgan the Fish in our chat here says, I can pass on graphics, but it's lacking the proper campaign versus that L4D2 had.
There's a versus mode in it.
Is there?
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to play it. Maybe Morgan did. But I seen there was a versus. I mainly focused just on like playing the campaign, playing through it.
Mm-hmm. I know Killing Floor 2 has a versus mode, but not a lot of people. Oh, so he says versus, but not campaign versus. So you can't play through the campaign against other players. But yeah, I know like Killing Floor 2 has a versus mode, but not that many people play it. And I was gonna ask, right? So a part of the appeal of Killing Floor 2 is a bit of the weapons and some of the more wacky, what they call Zeds in there. How are the weapons? Like, what kind of are we looking at? Like, what just feels like standard standard firearms and like blunt objects, or
No, I mean there's some really awesome guns in here, and I think the part that they really up the ante compared to the last one was adding attachments. Like, so they have they have the Vector in there. You could add like different scopes to it, like a different stock to it, different magazine clip to it. And I thought that was really cool. I thought that was something that was really nice to see. But like again, all the features, all the mechanics from what I played, it's hard for me. Like, I really want to play it, but it's hard for me to justify the $60 price tag. Like, I almost feel like if this was like 40 or 50, it would be perfect. And maybe I'm being a snob when it comes to like the graphic part of it. I do got to keep in mind this was just a beta, but I don't know. I don't know if there's a lot more that can change in between the time it's dropping. I do know we do have another beta coming up, and that's going to be August 12th until the 16th. So, if you missed it, you got a chance to play it again. It'll be coming out a little bit sooner. I think about 4 days from now. 2 days from now.
2 days, yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those ones. I'm gonna try to get on the beta. You're not the only person who is offered for the beta, so I'm gonna try to get on it and try to get some impressions to be able to talk about it myself. I know generally speaking, it's been kind of the game has been a little polarizing. I think there's a lot of people who love it for the nostalgia of like Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2. But there's also other people who are kind of, they're not happy with it because it just seems to be a boring rehash from a team that wants to relive their glory days. Right? Because a big part of Valve's development cycle when it comes to games has always been what technology can we show off, right? Valve has been open about this, where they don't develop games unless they have some new technology to show off. And Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2, for them, that was like, I think the AI and horde mode stuff, like how they were able to develop that was a big part of why they made those games. And so I wonder how that has affected the development of this game in terms of, were they really just trying to create Left 4 Dead 2 again? Or, in this case, Left 4 Dead 3? Or was there something that they wanted to do differently or create differently?
So I think you're right on the mark again. I think this was just a rehash. And I can foresee, and I don't know, maybe it hits, other audiences a lot differently. I can foresee this being something where it's a hot ticket for a month or two, and then we see it drop off. You know what I mean? Because, I think, playing the campaign once or twice would be fun, but I don't know, repeated, like, playthroughs of it. Like, I don't know what it is about Left 4 Dead 2, but I played that the other day, and it just felt so good. You know what I mean? And I think that's such a hard feeling to replicate. Well, and the cool thing about this, I will say, is it's cross-play, so you can play with everybody on every platform, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox. I thought that was really cool, and I think that's something we need to see more of in games that are a multiplayer.
Oh, so real quick, it looks like I said that while I was muted. Basically, what I was mentioning was Left 4 Dead 2 is Back 4 Blood's biggest competitor. Left 4 Dead 2 is still very accessible. It's very cheap. It works on a variety of on PCs. When it came out, it was on Xbox and PS3. So Left 4 Dead 2 is very much a part of like the conversation here in terms of like, what are you going to play? And I think it's I think it is Back 4 Blood's biggest competition. I don't think Killing Floor 2 or Vermintide are Back 4 Blood's biggest competition. I still think it's Left 4 Dead 2. Sorry, you can continue, Cody.
Oh no, that's good. You're good. I don't know. I think those games too, they have their own nature of genre. Like they could be similar, but I mean they're totally different beast. I would say like Killing Floors 2 is like its own type of game. I remember when that game first came out, dude. That game, I couldn't put it down. And once again, I think that's a game that is able to replicate that replayability that Back 4 Blood just can't like step to. Because I could put some hours into Killing Floors, and just if you're playing with the right person or the right friend, you could just sink hours into it. And I don't know, I'm speaking a little too early on this. Like I said, it's still in beta. I haven't had a chance to actually play the game as it came out. So maybe there's some time that some time to be told.
Yeah. Green, sorry, we've kind of been leaving you out of this conversation here.
No, it's okay. I don't really have any questions about it. Just you pretty much hit everything that I had on the head. So
Yeah. Yeah. Any other thoughts? I mean, this is obviously just at first impressions. I'm gonna try to get on it. On the 12th for sure.
I think it's going to be a game that's going to be a hot ticket for a little bit, and then it's going to fall off. And I think I really don't know what you could do because games like that, like we see it with all the new games coming out. What can you really do to give life to a game like that? Besides, I guess maybe do seasonal stuff. When it's Christmas, make everything like Christmassy and offer you different skins and stuff. Because this game doesn't even offer that, which. I don't know, as small as it is, sometimes grinding for a skin or a weapon skin or a character skin, like it makes it fun. It makes it worth it. Gives it some of that replayability. I don't know. I think we're gonna see some fun with it, and then it's gonna drop off unless some cool DLC pops out later on.
Yeah, I think for me, what would make this, I don't know what they're gonna do for mods, but I think adding mod support, map builder, and leaning into speedrunning are going to be the best options for them.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2 have mod support. People build maps and stuff for it. So I think that's going to be about what they're going to need to do is offer like map builder. Like, hey, challenge you and your friends in this map builder mode. Create these intricate maps with some, maybe you can like create your own puzzles and stuff like that. And that's probably where a lot of replayability would come from. I think they need to probably add that support, and also they really would need to lean into they'd probably need to lean into speedrunning quite a bit as well.
Mm-hmm.
And create leaderboards and global leaderboards and stuff like that. That's where I think they'd probably see the most benefit. Anything else?
I mean, I think I pretty much said everything that I felt was of importance to say about it. I obviously play the open beta before you make a choice, because I mean, what I feel and what I perceive might be a lot different than everybody else.
Yeah. Well, with that, let's move on to this next game here. It's No F's in the Chat, which is an interesting little game that I picked up a little while ago. It is a short FMV-styled game by Boateye, made for the Game Maker's Toolkit 2020 Game Jam. The theme was Out of Control. This I picked up on itch.io. You can find it for free there. It is really, really short. This is one of those ones, like, if you're looking to kill a couple hours on an afternoon, this would be one where you'd kind of like load up your toy box with. You get like a collection of like 5 or 6 games and try this out. It is a little bit on the older side for things that I usually review from itch.io. It was released July 2020, and it hasn't been updated since, which I think is a bit of a shame. The game's premise is that you are a moderator for a chat show of a conspiracy streamer named Alice Janet and her show, The Cold Truth. You have to remove spam, unwanted links, ban haters in the chat, and you're measured by how many viewers you have in the chat at the end of the stream.
Do you think that's a play on Alex Jones?
Kind of, yeah. I think so. Yeah, very much, and I'll get into that stuff here in a second. I'm not going to show any video because the game is super short enough as it is. You'd probably see most of the game as I am talking about it here. Unfortunately, there is only one scene that you play through, at least in the version that I was able to download. I don't know if there's if Boateye has his own website that he has like a new update on, but the itch.io version I was able to get only one scene. There is some replayability where you can kind of compete against yourself in order to get a higher score each time, but that's really about it. You're not going to get any different scenes or anything like that. So some things I like about the game. I love the premise. I think it's unique, fun, offers a lot of creative means of storytelling. I think that's awesome. The writing was great. It sounds just like someone watched too much Alex Jones. Legitimately, it does. It's like if you've ever caught like a little bit of Alex Jones, you'll understand exactly what I mean. It's it reads and sounds like too much from the 8chan and QAnon forums, and I'm a little afraid of how much research Boateye had to do to write that. Like, you okay there, guy? The UI in the game is simple, kind of janky. They put and I kind of like that. It adds a bit of authenticity, because the site is called Tremors, and it feels like a new website that someone put up because they got kicked off of like Twitch or YouTube. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make my own streaming site with blackjack and hookers. That's what like the website kind of feels like to me.
I mean, what's the what? Give me that link.
Yeah. So some things I think they could do better, and I hope they choose to work on this in the future. Some things I'd like to see them add if they do. I think they could add some more tools, and give some things that can be expanded on. Currently, you just have like a warn, censor, and ban tool. So you can warn a chatter, you can censor a chatter, like remove whatever they posted, much like how you can here on Twitch, or you can just ban them outright. It would be interesting if they highlighted certain users like in yellow, for if they've been warned once, because I'd like go through and I'm like, okay, who have I warned, and it goes by really, really, really fucking fast. I also think another tool they could add a lot, like I said, like with Twitch, using like a slow mode or a followers only mode, like a Twitch chat, that would be interesting, and balance that against a decline in viewers. And in effect, that would be, decreasing your score for however long that you have that on for. I also think that they kind of need to slow the chat down just a little bit and like ramp it up, because it's like, oh, hey, there's a few people in here. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, shit, there's like 10,000 people in here and you can barely read the fucking screen. So
what's the chat saying during this time? Is it all like, is it different every time you play it? Is it obscene stuff? Is it like,
yeah.
What would you say are some examples that, would be PG?
Yeah, so like it'll be like someone like a lot of the messages get like posted over and over again, and be like, your speech is hate speech. Go die in a fire. They'll be posting like links and being like, well, you're wrong here. Like, this is the proof that you're wrong. Or it'll just be like spam. Like, they'll just like be like emotes and shit, like just random spam. So it's like all sorts of stuff that you have to like try to recognize in the moment. It also like a better tutorial, because right now, I mean, it's a game jam, so it's not like a full-fledged project. And so I'm just like giving like critiques for if they ever wanted to carry this project on. Just like a tutorial. It's like, hey, like this is like the kind of spam that we don't want here. Oh, this is a link to our own website. Let's not delete that link. This link is a link to like this is like a fact check link that we think is wrong, right? Stuff like that. If they like gave a tutorial based on that. But yeah, like I think they need to do a little bit better job. If they were to take this project and continue on with it, take this, like, kind of ramp things up a little bit more slowly, like as the levels go on, and kind of give like more tools and introduce more tools as it goes on. Another critique that I have is Sabina, the actor who plays Alice Janet, did a fine job doing the lines, but I don't think we got the best performance out of her here. If they were to expand, I would certainly take a little bit more time to make sure that you guys get really good reads out of her. but she did an excellent job, and I think she would play that character really well if you were to continue on. So, I mean, those are just like my general critiques. Some other things I would love to see if they decided to take this game further. Because this is a really good proof of concept. I think I really like this proof of concept, and it's very similar to Not for Broadcast, which, I mean, I fucking love that game. So kind of like going along the lines of if you guys are going, if Boateye, if you ever see this, which I hope you do, if you see this, I think branching story options would be really interesting, give more reason to replay. If more levels were to be introduced, things like new memes or emotes that could pop up and could be influenced by the choices you make would be super fun and interesting. Like if you decided to start censoring people posting links about frogs, then people could come into the chat and post frog memes, right? Just like real life. I think adding a rival conspiracy theorist into the mix of some sort, a la Alex Jones and Bill Cooper, who maybe could come in and try to steal your viewers. I think that'd be an interesting thing to add in to future levels. Also, by the way, if you guys don't know the story of Bill Cooper, look it up. It's fucking wacky. Dude, so for people who know who Alex Jones is and know a little bit about his early career, they had like this on-air feud where people think Alex Jones is like, Alex Jones like just like walks the walk, I guess. Bill Cooper Alex Jones just talked the talk. Bill Cooper fucking walked the walk. The dude died in a shootout with the feds.
What?
Yeah. The feds wanted him for like tax evasion or something like that, and led him on a high speed chase, and then like he decided to pull a gat out, and they popped him.
Talk about the drugs.
Yeah. That was back in the 90s. That was Alex Jones' like first major like on-air rival. Like they would like send shots across the bow all the time on the air.
I just love how Alex Jones always has like, there's always videos of him chasing people down the street wanting to beat the shit out of them.
Yeah. Also, something I think would be really fun to add would be like a debate level, which could be like a complete shit show, similar to anything Louder with Crowder does in his debates. I think that would be like a really fun like story to tell in the game. Overall, I really like the concept. I think you guys could do well with some expansion on it. I think it's a really good idea. I love the premise, and I would love to see more from this game. I really would. I think if anyone wants to check it out, it's on itch.io for free. It doesn't take anything to run, right? You can run it on I would say most PCs. Like the vast majority of PCs out there could run this game. It's an FMV game. Yeah, I would just love to see more of it. That's really the reason I did this review, is because I want to see more of it. And if I can convince them with this review to do more of it, I'm going to count that as a win. Yeah. So that's no F's in the chat. Would you guys have questions, thoughts, opinions?
I just like how you say that it's like it feels like a not for broadcast kind of thing. Because that game was super fun. I think it's a great idea, a great concept. So I honestly hope they do push into actually making like a full game for this. It would be a good time. I'd play it.
I've never really played games like this before. So I mean, someone, to me, I could see where it would be fun. I would be a little worried, like, I don't know. Like, does the chat seem organic? Like, does it seem like it's like legit, or does it feel like it's a game? You know what I mean?
It feels like it's a game. That is something that they would probably need to work on. Like for sure, it does need. The chat itself needs a little bit of work.
How many CAC W's in chat?
What's that?
How many CAC W's in chat?
None. That was like the other thing where it was like I didn't really see like that much like memeage or emotes, which I'm like, and again, it's a game jam game. right? So it was made on a time budget to fit like a specific prompt. So, I can't fault them for like lacking features at all. I just think this is a good game that like I like the premise that it can, I would love to see more of it, and would like to offer my critiques and my opinions on what could be added to it. But yeah, which also like it's funny. I mentioned not for broadcast because those are my most popular videos on YouTube. I have people who are asking me to like do more not for broadcast, and guys, I swear I will do it. I just have to like make time to do it. But yeah,
I've never played that before either. What is that game like?
So it's another FMV game where you play as an in-studio producer for a local television station, and it's very satirical. It's also very aware of itself, and the premise of it is the choices you make for the broadcast affect the world around you. So like if you decide to like show this TV commercial over this TV commercial, like it'll affect the story, and like it's very, very, very funny.
A lot of political satire.
Yeah, it's very politically satirical. Very politically satirical. It is excellent. It is excellent. Which I love that game. I love it and recommend it to anyone. Even if they're not a big fan of FMV games. Like I've never really played FMV games until not for broadcast. I want to find more of them. I do find them to be very enjoyable. But yeah, that's no F's in the chat. Do you guys want to take a quick break?
Yeah,
sure.
All right, guys, we'll be back in 2 minutes. Stay right there. Enjoy this new commercial that I put together. Thanks for listening to the podcast. This year, I'm bringing you guys even more merch featuring a simple black design with our new logo. Get a classic Eco Tee for $18. Stay warm and cozy with our classic crew neck sweatshirt for $20. And stay cool with our tank tops for only $15. And of course, it wouldn't be a new merch lineup without some mugs. Get our new mug for $10. And brand new to our merch lineup, get a 20-ounce stainless steel tumbler for only $20. Prices subject to Teespring fees plus shipping and handling. For more information, see the link in the episode description.
Commercial, that was pretty snazzy.
It was awful fancy.
Yeah? It only took me about half an hour to make. Yeah, so this next one is a bit of a PSA. I will say, actually, before we get into this next story, yeah, quick update for Activision Blizzard. Sponsors are pulling out of the Overwatch League, and that's been really the biggest part of the news. Kellogg, Coke, and I want to say an insurance company like Geico or State Farm pulled out. I don't remember which.
Good. Let it hurt their wallet.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, didn't the main guy step down too, the director?
Yeah, so the president, J. Allen Brack,
Yeah.
left. Their head of HR left. There's also been a lot of reports coming out that other execs, former execs, knew what was happening, that they were aware of the allegations for years, like Morheim, who has been feigning ignorance this entire time. Is like, when I was president there, I didn't know anything about this, which is like, you sure? Because it sounds like these are problems that they've been having for years.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. People don't step down unless they're. I'm a firm believer you don't step down unless you're guilty. And you might not have done it, but if you knew about it, you're guilty. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's if you let it happen, right? That's the big thing here. It's like a lot of these execs let this behavior happen. Right? They didn't fire people. They didn't, they didn't demote people. They didn't punish people. They didn't, they just let it happen. And that to me is egregious enough that, you need to make sure that your workspace, that your work environment, that your work culture is healthy and safe for everybody. And that means taking responsibility and taking ownership over that and firing people if they need to be fired or taking other action. Right, Green?
Hard agree.
The only reason I point to Green is because he's an HR professional in a former life.
Let's back up there. I am a former human resources professional. Okay, former. I'm no longer in that life.
Hey, I heard Activision Blizzard has a HR opening.
That's gonna be a no for me, dog.
You sure?
Yeah, I would love to fire people, but I also don't technically have like the qualifications for like head HR.
Hey, what was that meme where it's like Andrew Como is the new president of Activision Blizzard?
Yeah, I saw
a post
today.
I saw a post today that said it was like a headline on a TV with the Andrew Como, and it said, "I'm not perverted. I'm just Italian."
Yeah, I don't know. You don't resign or anything unless you're guilty. I don't know. All these guilty people resigning.
Yeah. So, guys, this is a PSA, a scam that you need to avoid at all costs. If you've been looking to buy a GPU, like almost everyone, Green, feel free to gloat. Holy cow, I can't speak today. You want to gloat, right?
I told you so. It's like 2 years ago now, almost. I'm like, if you're gonna build a PC, build it now.
So yeah, if you've been looking to buy a GPU like everyone else, then you may have come across a web store called Kwest, Kwest, in your hunt. And if you're entertaining the thought of making a purchase on that site, don't. Fucking don't. Don't do it. Some time ago, a mega thread started an r/graphics cards began where thousands of users were outlining the shady practices of the website and their unfulfilled orders. I've been seeing reports going back to as far as March 2021. So some of the things that they're doing is delaying and disputing charge. Well, first off, they have a web store where they're saying you can buy GPUs. You place the order and then you never receive it. When you go to dispute the charge on your credit card and ask for a chargeback, Quest will delay disputing until 30 days to make it harder for would-be customers to get their money back.
Man.
One user named Manute Bull Fan Club said, quote, "I issued a dispute chargeback with the card issuer I used, Discover, to make my purchase. Yesterday, exactly 1 month later, Quest challenged my chargeback request. Get in touch with Discover and get my provisional credit back. Do your due diligence, people. Good luck, everyone. We can't let them get away with this." It's the whole thread is just documented with cases like this. They are giving people the runaround. They're saying that, oh no, we were able to get the cards, but they're stuck in customs. That's why it's late. You're going to get your card. And then they kind of ghost people for another 15 to 30 days. And then we'll make the same excuse. Oh, it's stuck in customs. We can't get it out. Stuff like that. There's lots of documentation and support going on in the thread. And if you've been a victim of the scam, join the conversation and document your battle there. And good luck. There's a lot of advice going around there, you know, how to get in touch with the your card issuer, how to get the chargebacks, how to fight things. A lot of people are saying it's like, if you don't receive a card, if you don't have a receipt from like a received receipt or a tracking number or anything like that, then you should be able to get your money back. Stuff like that. I've never been involved in a situation like this. Have either of you guys?
Yeah. So recently, and I say recently because I'm not going to put a name out or anything, but about December, I ordered something for my keyboard, and it was well over $100. And so it was through PayPal, and I made sure to use the pay for 4. So I went through PayPal to finance it, and that's ultimately what saved me. So what happened was they hit me up. They're like, hey, you know, COVID's happened. We got to push this back. It was supposed to, I ordered it December last year. It was supposed to come out, I think, like February or March. I was like, okay, understandable. I get it. But then they kept pushing it back every 3 months. And eventually I was past the 6-month mark, or the 180 days, which for PayPal is went past the point of disputing. And so I was like, hey, I need to get this fixed. Like, they're like, keep pushing it back. And I think I'm getting the runaround. Because this was like 2 months ago, I think, is when I actually got it from the point of purchase in December. You know what I mean? And they're like, who'd you go through? I was like, I went through you guys. And they sent the dispute. And 2 days later, this company sent me my product. So, I mean, I don't know. You tell me, you know what I mean? They were trying to tell me that it was going to be another 2 months. And 2 days later, I got it.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Don't ever be able to be afraid to pull. Because I always try playing the nice guy. Like, I don't want to stress them out too much. But, like, I don't know. Sometimes you have to put the gas on a little bit to get it done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, this nobody has been able to verify that anyone has ever received a card.
That's so wild.
I haven't, like, one thing I'm actually waiting on, like, right now. Like, it's a shipping issue and a logistical issue. I saw on TikTok a TikTok account and a store in Texas, I believe Denison, Texas, called Dice and Dragons. I ordered a dwarven mug, and it was supposed to come with a free set of metal D&D dice. I've never ordered D&D dice before or anything like that. I ordered it on June 5th because of a video I saw on TikTok, and I still haven't received either the dice or the mugs, but like I don't think it's like a actual like scam, because it's a one-man operation for the store in Texas, and he got over, I think he said, like 200 orders overnight because of this video on TikTok. So like he doesn't have the supply to send out that much. So
But
I'm still waiting.
I mean, did he send you a message at all?
Yeah, well, I texted him like, because it said like, there's like a 2 to 4 week delay due to COVID, and then he has like a phone number that you can text and like, to check up on your order. Well, when I text, he sent this like massive novel of a 2-page text like, hey, this is what's going on. I had 200 plus orders overnight because of one TikTok. It's coming. I'm just waiting for the supplies to come in.
So that's cool though,
Yeah. So like, it's definitely not a scam. I'm just waiting for that. The only time I've really been scammed was actually like the early days of Amazon, when they, primarily were selling books. I bought in high school. It was like sophomore year. I ordered a book. I think it was one of the Hunger Game books for my girlfriend at the time. And like,
thanks for ruining that Amazon.
Yeah, it was like $6, right? And plus shipping, because at the time they didn't have like Prime shipping. So like a few weeks go by where I'm waiting for this book to get to my house, and then the seller cancels the order, right? But they refund me the amount for the book, but not the amount for shipping. So I had to dispute it with Amazon because like that was the scam. Like they were trying to keep the shipping money, even though they didn't go through with the order, and they got away. They got away with like hundreds of these books, like with the just collecting shipping money. So my biggest thing, the best way to not get scammed on the internet is if something looks shysty or if it's a website you've never used before, always Google like, is this company legit on Google? And like I guarantee there's a Reddit forum of like people who've ordered from that website before.
Mm-hmm. So I will say I just got these black plates because the PS5 comes all white and there's no customization at all for it. Well, this company named D-Brand had these special like plates that you can order, and they have like little stickers and stuff for the black part. And they hit me up. I forgot I ordered them, you know what I mean? And they get, everything's getting hit with delays, but they're like, we're gonna send you extra stickers for it as our way of saying sorry. And I love when a company I love when when you were telling us your story and they reached out to you to let you know. I love when they will not only reach out and let you know, but then they throw in a little like incentive like as their way of saying sorry. Like I think that's always like just the perfect touch.
Yeah. D-Brand, I have heard nothing but good things about. I've never purchased from them, but they sponsor a lot of YouTubers. I think, most notably for me is Linus Tech Tips. But I've heard other people talk about D-Brand products, and they've always been rave reviews. I actually just thought of not a product scam, but a Steam scam that on the face of it I fell for it a little bit, and then found it to be maybe a quarter of the way through was really, I'm like, oh, this is fishy. This is like fish sauce fishy. I was playing a game, and then I got a message from somebody on my friends list who I don't remember how they ended up on my friends list. They're like, hey, are you on right now? I'm like, yeah, why? What's up? Like, hey, dude, I'm so sorry. I was just in a game and I accidentally reported you for cheating.
Oh yeah, yep.
You need to talk to this the Steam mod right now. So I'm like, okay, calm down, dude. Like he was like super urgent. He through the texts. I'm like, okay, calm down. Like who's this guy? And so he sent me a link to this guy, and I'm like, this doesn't look like a Steam mod. But I messaged him anyways. I'm like, that's what it started getting fishy. And then like the way that this dude's like, hey, like you need to send me this information. You need to send me this information. You need to send me this information. And then like he was insistent. He's after I stopped responding to him after like 4 or 5 messages, he like, hey, I'm gonna ban your account. I'm gonna ban your Steam account. Don't fuck around with this. You got reported for cheating. I'm gonna ban your Steam account. And then after, I don't know, 24 hours, he stopped messaging me.
Dude, I remember this one time, my PayPal, you know how PayPal, you have that the two-factor authentication to get your bank link with it?
Yeah.
I couldn't get my bank to link with my PayPal. And I didn't realize there was no customer support, live customer support that you can call. And so I looked up PayPal customer support, and I called someone. They're like, yeah, you need to buy a $150 like Google activation card and send us the code, and we'll deposit that to your account. I'm like, why? Because I didn't know about it at the time. And I'm like, why should I do that? Like, that makes no, just to unlock it. Like, I'm giving you the code right now. They're like, no, you need to buy this $150 card. I'm like, oh man. And I almost fell for it because I wanted my PayPal. PayPal was important. And like, dude, they're savages online.
Yeah. Should we, I'm going to leave this out to an open poll because I'd really love to know. This is an idea I've had for an episode. Would anyone be interested in us doing like a common scams episode? Like I would love to get a guest who knows about internet scams, who can like really get nitty gritty with us and like talk about common internet scams that people like and how to recognize them and like how to stay safe on the internet. If you guys want to see an episode like that, like let us know in the live chat, tweet at me, leave it in the comments, DM me, whatever. Because go ahead.
I was gonna say my grandma got scammed out of like $2,000.
Oh no!
Off of a phone call. It was like two different phone calls, saying they were like a tech company that was gonna put like antivirus and stuff, and said that she had a whole bunch of viruses on her computer and stuff. and then like sold her like the lifetime package of this like essentially spyware on her computer and stuff like that. And I had to get her to reverse it. And then there was another one that like a cable company. They said they were the cable company and that they were installing something on the TV and that we had to pay them $200. And then our bill would go down by $50 for 2 years. And I caught her once like doing it. I'm like, hey, give me the phone. And then I told her, hey, don't do that. They're trying to take your money. And then like 2 days later, she gets the same fucking phone call and writes a check to mail to the fucking PO box, the same PO box that I wrote down from them because I led them on like a 20-minute fucking rant on the phone, wasting their time. I'm like, Grandma, you need to go call the bank, void that check right now. So, yeah, they fucking scammers are ruthless.
Dude, what is it? The extended car warranty and then student loan forgiveness are the two most popular phone calls I get. And you could actually, like, if you try to call back 9 times out of 10, you won't. It'll be like, this number is invalid. This is not a working number. But if you try to call back when there's multiple numbers, one of them will pick up. And you just dial like 1122, and that gives you a live operator. And then so I'll do that. I'll lead them on. And then I'll just start talking shit to them, and they get so pissed because they think you got them. And then at the end, you're like, "Hey, how's it feel to just like suck?" And they're like, "What?" They're like, "Fuck you, fuck you."
I had a someone tell me to go to hell and eat shit and die because what I did was I acted like my grandfather, and well they're like, can I talk to Mike? And I'm like, well, I mean Mike's dead. He's been dead for like 4 years. And he's like, oh, who am I speaking to? I'm like, Mary. So I was pretending to be my grandmother, and then like they like must have forgot that I told them my name was Mary because like, can I speak to your wife, please? After I kept like writing down like hold on, let me write this down, and they're like, I kept messing up the numbers that they were giving me. Like they got so pissed off. They go, put your wife back on the phone. I'm like, no, wait, write this down on a piece of paper, and I spelled out eat shit and die on the page, like EAT, and they're like, "Go to hell, you motherfucker! Go to hell, you motherfucker!" I'm like, "Bye, toodaloo, have a good rest of your night."
Bye-bye.
Yeah. I've never gotten to that point. I've always I've tried if they call me, and I've gotten a live operator like twice, where I have attempted to lead them on a little bit, but they see right through me. I can't I can't lie in person because I have too many tells, and evidently I can't lie on the fucking phone. Yeah. My favorite lately has been I get there's a legal action being taken against you calls.
Oh.
I like the Facebook ones. You ever get like the Facebook random ad?
Yeah.
I know. I get the sex bots. It's like the women with just like obnoxiously huge boobs, and you always see your 1 to 2 dumb friends have her added and like all her pictures. And it's like, bros, come on.
Well, I used to get a lot where they would add me and then they'd start messaging me, and like I used to, what I would do, I did it on 3 separate occasions. I would pretend to be a Batman villain. So like one time I did it where it's like I'm the Joker. The other one was Two-Face. Because they're like, oh, send me a picture of you. And I'd send them a picture of like fucking Aaron Eckhart as Two-Face. Like, I was in an accident, don't make fun of me. And then the other time I did the Penguin, and it was a good time.
I love the Penguin.
Yeah. I used to get the Instagram ones a lot, the thirst bots. And I would
the sugar baby ones.
Well, yeah, and they'd be like, so where are you from? And I'd be like, I'm from Morthal. Where's that? In the province of Skyrim, on the continent of Tamriel.
Like there was one that said they were in Chicago, and then like I told them I was outside the Batcave, and and I gave them an address to a bar in, I think it was Wisconsin, that was called the Batcave. And so like they're like, oh, I can go there, we can hang out. I just need money for my flight. I'm like, yeah, I have to be a little busy. I gotta rob a bank first because I'm a professional bank robber. I work at, so
Yeah.
it was fun. I like
So those are some scams that we've run into. Let's delve into some controversy, huh?
controversial stuff.
Controversial stuff. So this is, I'll be honest, we don't really cover the mods that much on the show, and we probably should. We probably should cover mods more than we do. But one of the most popular mods websites is called Nexus Mods. And I think it would probably be by most people considered the premier modding website for most games, including Fallout, Skyrim, and The Witcher. And a recent update has made modders a little upset. The announcement, which we missed in our own coverage, was made at the beginning of July, and stated that modders who hosted their mods on the site would no longer be able to remove them after the fact. This change in policy was made to support a feature the site had been working on since 2019 called Collections, which would be a curated list of mods that users could create and share. And at the time, they posted on a blog post that said, quote, "The project our team is working on has the goal of making modding easier so the average user can spend less time worrying about mod conflicts and more time playing the modded game." They went on to explain their reasoning with the implementation of this new feature, why modders wouldn't be able to remove the work from Nexus Mods. Quote, for our collection system, this means that no matter how much care and effort has been put into curating a collection of dozens or hundreds of mods, as soon as one or several files in that collection of dozens or hundreds of mods, as soon as one of or several files in that collection are deleted by the mod author, for whatever reason, the collection is essentially and immediately, quote, dead in the water, until the curator can replace or remove the particular file. When the announcement was made, modders were given an August 5th deadline to go on through the steps to remove their work from the website, should they so choose. And some have, including Arthmoor, who is responsible for several Skyrim, Oblivion, and Morrowind mods. He put on his About Me page on the website saying, quote, "Here's to hoping that current efforts by several parties to launch sites that honor a mod author's legal right to delete their content take hold and provide some badly needed competition in the space." So that's really the crux of the controversy. Like I said, we don't really talk about mods that much here on the show. I haven't really delved into modding that much. I know I've talked about a few mods, like the Enderall mod for Skyrim, which is like an entire overhaul. But yeah, I mean, let's delve into this conversation. And I really do want to open up this conversation to the audience here. Do you think modders should be allowed to remove their projects from the website? Go on ahead and let us know in the chat or in the YouTube comments. I would really love to hear some opinions on this. But let's go around the horn. Green, what do you think?
I can see both sides. Like, I definitely get that the idea that the website has, because, like, if it's like several creators working on mods back to back, like, this person added this feature with this mod, and then another person built off of that mod to build this feature. Like, I can see the concept. I just don't think it's feasible to tell mod creators that they can't take their creations off the website. Because, like, they made that, that is technically their content, like, they're sharing it, yes, but it's something that they created, they put their time and effort into. So I get it. I see both sides 100%.
I'll say this. I don't know a whole lot about modding, but from what you said, like how they go into curating these lists and how if someone removes a project, it'll essentially put it dead in the water. I think the right falls on where they choose to upload. Like, I can't just go on Facebook and I can't just go on Twitter and say obscene stuff. Like, at some point it's going to get moderated, it's going to get taken down. Because that's the right that Facebook and Twitter has. And I think the same thing applies to this website. They have the right, and they gave the option and they gave you a deadline and steps on how to remove it. So they did the right thing. Is it shitty? Yeah. But this modder is looking at taking it to another website, which is ultimately the modder's right as well. You know, he 100% owns that material, but by uploading it to the website, he follows the website's guidelines. And if they say they're going to keep it, they're going to keep it. But in that aspect, he has the opportunity to seek elsewhere to upload it. And I think, I think it works out on both ends. It might suck if this is like one of the more popular websites, which it definitely sounds like it is. But this could give an opportunity for another platform to be better. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I'm kind of in the same boat with you guys. I definitely understand the policy, especially if something is a linchpin mod. Right? Because anyone who's done like any sort of Minecraft modding, I've played some Minecraft mods in mod packs, and sometimes there are mods that are just building block mods, right? They are the ones that really make everything run right. And when you remove them, it causes all sorts of problems with other mods. So I understand that. I understand the idea of like, hey, we can't have these things just disappear because so much else is built on them. But like you guys said, modders have a right to association, and they have a right to choose how to distribute their work, right? That is essential to any sort of content creation or product, right? Is the right to distribute it the way you see fit, right? And it's in a two-way agreement with the platform and the creator, right? I have a two-way agreement with Twitch, which is I choose to host my content on Twitch or to produce my content on Twitch, as long as I follow Twitch's TOS. Right? And with the agreement that Twitch offers that I can get paid for my content on Twitch for a variety of ways, right? Same with Nexus Mods. Mod creators have a right to distribute there, and as long as they're following the rules, they can distribute there. But where this problem gets sticky is, imagine if there was a scandal, like Nexus Mods hosting questionable content on the site or allowing questionable content to be on the site. Like, we'll just take Twitch, for example. You guys can think of any number of scandals that have happened on Twitch. And you can imagine, like I said, anything in your own mind, and modders no longer wanting to host their content there or be associated with Nexus Mods. Right? I think that's a very understandable feeling. And in my mind, another part of this is that Nexus Mods is seeing this as a way to retain control over content that they have no right over. Right? If it gets found out that Nexus Mods didn't do their due diligence and allowed some sort of abusive material or material that can be deemed extremely deviant, right? And modders are like, you're not moderating the content here. We don't want to be associated with that. We don't want people to think that our work is similar to that content, and we want to leave. Nexus Mods now has a way to retain that content and say, no, we're forcing an association with you now. Like, you are stuck here. You cannot remove that content. And I don't like that idea. I really don't like that idea. It'd be like YouTube after the Elsa Gate shit happened, being like, yeah, no, YouTubers can't take their videos down. Right? Or, Twitch and name a partner with a scandal, and streamers not wanting to be associated with that, right? I like how I can claim, I can specifically name one thing for YouTube, but then Twitch is just like, yeah, pick one, name one, name a partner.
Hasn't happened on Twitch.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot on YouTube though, and
yeah.
I think it really just depends on what you look for. If you look for the YouTube drama, you're gonna find nothing but pages and pages and pages and pages and pages of it. It's just, I don't know. some of these websites just cover the the dumbest shit ever, and I think that's why we see it so often. And a lot of it is targeted towards Twitch drama. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think, though, the difference between YouTube and Twitch is for Twitch, they are... A lot of the controversy surrounds people who are basically officially members of Twitch's staff, or in a sense, like members of Twitch's staff, right? They are partnered. They are, in a sense, endorsed by Twitch, right? Like these are people who... they're not like YouTubers who, YouTubers have like, can get some YouTube partners can get, ad revenue. Twitch partners, right? The difference between partners and affiliates is much more closely related. So I think that's part of like why when shit with Twitch happens, especially when it comes to partners, that's why it blows up more, because there's a stronger tie between Twitch partners and Twitch than there is YouTubers and YouTube.
Dude, did you hear that Twitch finally is going to let you know why they banned you? Like they're gonna finally, like, as when you get banned, they're gonna give you an exact reasoning why. And I think that's cool. I think that's the right move, and I think YouTube is going to have to follow suit. Like, I don't think it's gonna be when. Like, they're going to have to.
Yeah. So back to Nexus Mods. I'm not a modder. I'm not that big into the scene. So I really do want to hear from modders, or anyone who's involved in modding, and let me know what they think in the comments. I really would love to hear more about that. Green, you got something?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
I agree.
No, I'm sorry. You look like you're ready to go for the button there.
No, I was smelling something, and I am concerned as what it is.
Does it smell like burning? Does it smell like fire?
No. Well, I mean, it smells like the giggle bush, if you know what I mean.
I didn't know we were neighbors. My bad.
So that's the Nexus Mods controversy. Guys, let us know what you think in the chat. I would be really interested to hear about that. And was there anything else that we wanted to talk about?
Just how good you look, man. Damn. Look at you.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
He's still growing out of his imposter phase.
Beautiful.
Well, guys, let's go on ahead and wrap up the show. Cody, tell the kind folks out there who you are, what you do, and where people can find you.
I'm Jopper Cody. I'm a variety streamer, bringing the greatest and the latest from retro to current gen streaming. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and so much more at Jopper Cody, and that's totally not rehearsed.
Totally not. Greenlee, what's coming up on your channel?
Well, I'm probably gonna be playing some Apex. I've been playing a lot of Apex lately. I need to get back into Destiny because some stuff came out this week. Some new story content. Other than that, I'm not sure, but as I said, I do have that mug deal up and ready to go. The information for that can be found on my Twitter, and during my stream, if you do !mug, it will give you the information as well. So yeah, I'm on Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. TikTok content is coming as well. Kind of had a gap since the last time I posted because I've been dealing with, household mourning and stuff like that.
Bereavement.
Bereavement, pretty much, yeah. So yeah, you can catch all that at Mr. Ginley, and then CTV Mr. Ginley on Instagram because someone stole my name.
So I noticed you've been playing Tarkov too. How's that been for you? It's
hell.
Kicking the nuts, isn't it?
It's just literally like I'm just signing up for a line of people just to kick me in the balls.
Like you get off like a rough day at work. You're like, I'm gonna go have a good time on Tarkov, and you sign in. You're like, no, I'm not.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I've always told people like if I have a big head playing another FPS game, I just go to Tarkov just to be reminded of how much I suck, because like I have a hard time in Tarkov.
I love how you lose everything upon death. That just makes it for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Tarkov's a lot of fun. I haven't played that in a minute. I probably should get back into it because I did spend money on it. I got the extra $55.
Me too, bro. And I played it like 3 times.
It cons you into like, oh, you running out of space in your stash? Well,
it's like, yeah. More. And anytime I kill someone, I'm like, I need to take it all.
Yeah. So, yeah, Tarkov's fun. It's just I gotta be playing with people for Tarkov for sure. So like if I'm playing Tarkov, it's probably gonna be like a nighttime stream, or nighttime in general, because that's usually the people I play with Tarkov.
I need to get
usually on.
there's a compass you can get in it, and like I'm like still learning the maps and stuff,
Mhm.
but like that would help so much because like
Yeah.
that game literally doesn't. It is like the Dark Souls, a first person shooter, because it doesn't hold your hand at all. Like if anything, it's like the bully at the park teaching you how to swing, but beating the shit out of you the whole time.
Yeah, the compass does come in handy, so it's definitely worth picking up and doing that quest line for it. So, but yeah, I've been playing a lot of Apex. Apex has got its hands on me because the new season dropped last week, last Tuesday. It's been a whole week now, so it's been a lot of fun. But yeah,
Nice. Coming up on my channel, I'm not quite sure yet. Friday night, it'll probably be Hunt Showdown, maybe Apex. Not sure. I'll have to let Green decide for me. Saturday night, I actually have to work. So kind of depending on how I have to cut some hours, maybe Friday night will be like extra long or something. I'm not quite sure. And then Sunday night, probably go back to Metro Exodus.
I love that game so much.
I am enjoying it. I have some critiques though.
How far are you? Did you beat it or?
No, I haven't beaten it yet. I just got out of the Caspian Sea.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's like, I have a feeling it's like a third of the way through. Maybe.
Oh man, have you played the other two at all?
Yes.
You said you did, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So which one did you like the most?
So far, I'm leaning more towards, I'm liking Exodus, but I don't know. I haven't finished it yet. I want to see where the story goes,
Mm-hmm.
and a little bit more with it because I like the way that they expanded, some of the mechanics and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm very much in the thick of it, still trying to decide. I will say one thing that pisses me off about Metro Exodus is the fact that it's a game that came out in 2019 and there's no fucking borderless windowed mode, or I can't run it in windowed mode. How is that acceptable? I'm sorry. That'll have to wait for a review.
you know what? I've been thinking about playing again as Warframe. I've seen a few people.
Well, yeah.
Warframe.
I guess the Rhino Prime and the Nyx Prime is out for a limited time. It's on my PS5, like the news thing. It's like right here.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. No, I was looking at my Steam, and I have Warframe downloaded. I used to play it on PS4. I kind of want to revisit it because I hear it's like a completely different game now. So that they keep doing like quality of life updates and stuff like that.
You know, and I love when games do that. Like No Man's Sky, like came out the door completely shitty, and even though a lot of people felt really wronged, they continued to try to live up to what they promised, and I had a lot of respect for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I've been seeing a few people playing Warframe. I might jump back into it. I know there's another game that Biggs put me into that he wants me to try out too. So that might come out soon. It's a battle royale, Soul Calibur-esque style game with ninjas and stuff. So
Interesting. Let's go on ahead and wrap up the show, guys. Thank you very much for watching and listening. We appreciate you guys for taking the time to spend with us every week. Your time is more valuable than anything else, so it means a lot that you spend it with us. If you guys got any value out of the show, help us out by giving us a like and subscribing and retweeting and all that good stuff. Really, the number one way to help support the show is by telling your friends. Don't forget our question of the week this week, which is, what piece of gear did you grind for the most? What piece of gear did you grind for the most? Let us know in the comments of the YouTube channel or the YouTube video, and go on ahead and let us know in on Twitter. On Twitter, you can tweet at me at Daniecae. If you miss any part of the show, you guys can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and everywhere podcasts are found. If you guys don't forget, if you guys want to win $60 gift card or mug, go on ahead and enter the meme contest. All you have to do is make a meme related to the show. Use hashtag NTN and the number 3 on Twitter to enter. And our favorite meme will win the $60 gift card. So, yeah, that's all we got. Anything else, guys? Anything else?
$60 is a lot of money,
It is.
especially on Steam.
Yeah.
So
That could be one game, or that could be like 12
50
games. 50 games. It could be 50 games.
Roast me, Daddy. Roast me. I don't care. I want to see all those tasty memes on Twitter.
Yeah. All right, guys. That'll do it for this week. Thank you very much for watching and listening. We'll see you guys again next week. Stay cool. Stay safe. Keep fighting the good fight. Goodbye.
Later,
Love
dudes.
you.
I ain't never gonna stop loving you, bitch.
Bitch. You never gonna stop.